Hello and welcome back to DocTrack User Training. With this lesson, we'll introduce using DocTrack with cloud storage. Up to this point, we've concentrated on files that have been stored on your company's networked file system. But DocTrack also works with files that are archived in various cloud accounts, such as Box, Dropbox, and S3 from Amazon Web Services. To the casual DocTrack user, there's really not much difference between opening attached files stored in the cloud versus those that are stored in your file system. You'll still see the attachments in DocTrack Flex and perform the same activities that you're used to. You open it the same way. You can bundle it with other attachments, and you can email it. But if you look closely, you'll see that there are some differences. As we saw earlier, for file system attachments, the address in the file name looks like this. In most cases, you'll see the UNC path that begins with double backslashes, a server name, and a shared folder. But the address for cloud attachments is quite different. These begin with a $sign character, followed by a cloud ID. These cloud IDs are created by your company to point DocTrack to a particular cloud account. Sometimes cloud IDs specify a username and a password, as well as a particular folder. Or your system administrator could choose to personalize that information for each Cloud Suite user. But as the user, you shouldn't have to worry about any of this. In most cases, your DocTrack experience should be pretty much the same, whether the attachment is located on the file system or in a cloud account. Using document saving rules is pretty much the same too. You'll use DocTrack Flex exactly the same way to drag and drop files, regardless of whether the rule saves it to the file system or a cloud account. The same is true for issuing reports through DocTrack. When a user generates one of those reports, everything is pretty much the same. The attachments to be bundled could be in either the file system or the cloud. And the same goes for the final archive location of the bundled report file. So what's different? Well, the obvious difference comes when you want to access the files outside of Sightline. For files that are archived to your company's file system, your network administrator typically grants you rights to particular folders using your network's Active Directory. Once that's done, then you just open a window and navigate to it. However, to directly access files stored in a cloud account, you'll need a valid username and password. Then you typically open up a browser, log in to the website for that particular cloud provider, and then navigate from there to the file that you're looking for. It's good to keep in mind that access to files in the company cloud account is managed a little differently. Unlike your network's file system, there's no Active Directory for the cloud. Instead, access is controlled by setting up multiple usernames for each cloud account. Then the administrator decides which folders to share with each cloud account username. For example, the company may decide to create a unique cloud username for each employee. Or they might decide to create a different username for each department. If all you're doing is accessing these files as attachments, then you don't need to worry about this username and password. That's all handled for you automatically by DocTrack. As a matter of fact, You don't even need these cloud login credentials when you create an attachment to a file that's already stored there. However, you will need to understand how to use the DocTrack Cloud browser. And we'll go over that in our next lesson. See you then.